As long as they were POWs, they were still advanced in rank, and whether they were enlisted or prisoner, they were automatically promoted when their time would have come up, and their increase in money and stuff, and their payments in return to the widows would have continued. And the minute they were declared POW, all of that was modified, and there was all those promotions and stuff were ceased. There again, that was never actually released and never became real information to the general public. $650 to $850 POWs still alive, or they think were alive, when the war was declared over, that were never accounted for. There were files that were created in a story, a Soviet file that was created by Investa, and it talked about the number of returned POWs and the numbers that were held. And in that story, and this is from the Russians now, there were 591 returned, 1,205 were still being held, 608 alive in 1972, not returned. That's from the Soviet files Investa in Russia. And that was by the gentleman who was the Harvard guy that wrote the book, who worked with the Communist Party in Russia. So there was also a General Quang, and General Quang worked for the kept secrets for the Proletariat Bureau in Moscow. And Quang was questioned about Harley Hall, and they said that the reason they kept Harley Hall was that they wanted revenge, and he was going to be their way of getting revenge and tell their people that they captured this noted person that was the head of the Blue Angels and had him. Another thing that happened while Kerry and McCain were doing their investigations, when they came back, they held a meeting in Thailand to coordinate all the information that they gathered in all these countries, and all of the human information and the causal information and stuff, and decide what they thought was factual and so forth. And they decided, since they were told to knock off the investigation and no more funds available, to destroy all of those files. So all of their investigation files that they collected were destroyed before they left Thailand. Why they decided to destroy them is beyond belief. Those were files collected, ordered by Congress to be collected. Under the Freedom of Information Act, those files should have been available. But why did they destroy them if they were worried about it before they left Thailand to come back to report to Congress? Are there more POWs alive today? Nobody knows. When you hear the different reports and the different stuff that leaks back over the years, and there was one more evolution which I just remembered. Mary Lou, the cruise before Harley got shot down, one of our other pilots got shot down. His name was Blackburn. When Blackburn got shot down, a recovery team in 1996 was allowed to go to the site where they thought Harley Hall was shot down and do some digging and stuff. And they recovered human teeth. And the human teeth were sent to two separate DNA labs, one that they did in Hawaii and one that they did back here in the States. And it turned out they sent a notice that those teeth were the teeth from Harley Hall to his wife. Then later the story changed that no, those were not Harley Hall's teeth. Those were teeth and DNA from Blackburn, who had been shot down. The team investigated the area that Blackburn went and got shot down, and they looked at the area where they recovered the teeth, and that was the area where Harley Hall was shot down. And they were in different parts of the country. So there again, you wonder what transpired and why was this. Later they had to go back and tell Mary Lou they had the wrong information. The only fault I have with John McCain, and one of the reasons I did not vote for him, was that why did he not publicize all of this? Why did he not? I know that some of it all came out years after, but why did they want to shut it all down? What were they afraid of? I know they wanted to end the war, save lives. They hushed up a lot of whistleblowers. Some of them quit the DIA and other positions that they held because they couldn't believe and they didn't want to fight the politics. Military guys were told we couldn't talk about it. So here we are, 65 years later, reliving. At least in the airport, Harley Hall's home state, in that main airport, they had a plastic tube, a big one, with a life-size statue of Harley Hall in his Blue Angel outfit and everything at the main airport. And they honored him there. Whether it is still there today or not, I don't know. I have found out, having been both in the Air Force and the Navy, that pilots are more prone to get together and exchange stories and stuff. So are Army guys. But more career guys will get an organization going and tell their histories and stories. Not too many of those that were draftees or were only in for a short period, attend the VA meetings and ask for the benefits and stuff. But they are still honored if they were over in a combat area and they fought to keep this country safe. I think more of our veterans are coming up now and talking about things that happened in their history. And organizations and people like Robert here, who is recording this, is doing history a tremendous job for bringing all our histories and our lives together. And the group that I was a member of in San Diego, we had over 100 veterans there, and we met in a rest home there. And we had Army, Navy, one Coast Guard, and very, very few enlisted Air Force guys. For some reason, the enlisted Air Force guys and my time with them, they don't get together as much as Navy guys and Army guys and Marines do. I will back that up by asking any one of them to look in the Navy Times, the Air Force Times, or so forth, and look in the columns there of any veteran where veterans are asking to look up people to verify their service or to look up, verify their shipmate or their combat mate and try to get back information on them. There's almost nobody in the Air Force looking for another Air Force guy. But in all of the other military papers from the other services, they're loaded with requests of ships reunions, unit reunions, company reunions in the Army, artillery outfits. They all want to tell their story and get together and honor their service.